Hi, this session is going to be for the new moon in Capricorn. It's going to be a solar eclipse on January 5th. So this session is going to help balance to some of this energy and just helping in general with not only this upcoming solar eclipse, but also with the new year and the transitioning of energies as we move into this new era. Some astrologers call it the new earth era. So we're definitely, if you feel like things are starting to become like you can't recognize them, everything looks different, it's because that's true. That's really what's going on. So this is just going to help ease some of the anxieties that come with change. A lot of people have trouble with change and just feeling really good about the energies that are moving around at this time. So go ahead and start taking deep breaths, going into a sort of meditative state, however you need to do that. You can close your eyes and just allow yourself to slow down and be here in this moment. Our nervous systems are really excited. I mean, we're feeling like all this incoming new. Part of us is really energized and looking forward to it, and part of us is impatient. Some part of us is also worrying. So we're just letting that go for a moment so we can see things more clearly. There is a bigger picture, and we're going to allow ourselves to feel it and see it and recognize and remember why we're here and why everything is happening the way it is. Taking a few deep breaths, settling into our body. We're going to start in the heart space. We're going to work with the actual physical heart and the consciousness of the heart. We are connecting into our core self, the part of us that is our genuine true self, our soul, our authentic self. That part of us that is our essence, our God essence. We're going to connect our prefrontal cortex, the part of us that is planning and doing complex thinking. We're going to connect both parts of the prefrontal cortex, the right and the left. This is our more intuitive thinking, and then our more rational thinking, so our linear and then our parallel thinking. And we're going to connect those together so they're on the same page, and we're synchronizing their relationship. And then we're going to connect this into the heart space. We're moving to the back of the heart, into the spine that is supporting the back of our heart chakra. So it's this feeling of being supported in a loving way. And I'm seeing, especially with the North Node being in Cancer, that there's sort of this trend towards really reconnecting with family, reconnecting with our soul families, our loved ones, and really this like love and relationships is becoming this new currency almost. So we're like really bringing back the importance of supporting loved ones and then feeling supported by them. And that's going to be a really important theme, especially coming into this new year, is really nurturing those relationships that support you. We're healing all the different parts of the spine and connecting all parts of the spine. We're gonna move now into the spleen. And with the spleen, this is an aspect of the immune system where it's more preventative. So a healthy body doesn't get sick. While the triple warmer meridian, which is like here, the 3 burners, this is the meridian that deals with the immune system in that it attacks. So when something comes in, it is active and goes for it. So we're gonna work with the spleen aspect and more of this like maintaining our health and so you can hold on to your spleen. It's on your left side, like your lower left rib. And we're just, we're energizing this part of the body. We're actually going to connect it into like solar vitality, solar vital energy. Strengthening the spleen so that as we go into this new year, there's more of an emphasis and a focus on maintaining health, and we're not doing this like this up and down of like oh, I don't feel good, I need to feel good, feeling good, and then just dropping all those really important habits or behaviors that help maintain that baseline of health. So this is another really important currency with the new year. With we're gonna have Saturn, Pluto, and Capricorn. They've been there for a while now, but now there's also going to be Uranus and Taurus is going to officially move into Taurus and be there for quite a while. So this is really powerful earth energy, and taking care of our bodies and keeping this baseline of health is going to become even more and more and more important. I'm seeing it's just like a priority to do more preventative care, more preventative and less like catching up, less going to the doctor when like that pain that's been bothering you suddenly becomes a pain you can't ignore. And this is spleen energy, so really strengthening the spleen, really nourishing it. We're gonna tap all this in. You can tap too if you'd like. We're tapping over our head brain, our heart brain, and gut brain. Basically plugging in these changes, these shifts in the energetic body. Take deep breaths during this, allowing these energies to move and shift. Going to see what's next. We're going to go into the skeletal system, into the intelligence of our bones. Capricorn rules bones. Capricorn rules the skeleton, and this is our deepest wisdom. The deepest wisdom we have is stored in our bones because that is like the densest tissue we have. Lesser memories and emotions are stored in the fascial tissue. They're not as protected in connective tissue, but in the bones they're more protected. So we're going to work with the bones, and we're going to connect into this really deep wisdom from our ancestors. This is like deep, like long ago, and we're almost like bringing back some of this really important wisdom that we have kind of pushed aside or left behind as humanity as a collective have been trying to kind of pioneer and learn new ways of doing things, kind of breaking out of the mold. And now we're going back to some of the tried and true wisdom that has supported us all along, and that is going to become increasingly more important in this new era. So we're connecting in the wisdom of our bones. We're going to connect that also into the heart space. we're almost just sending in appreciation to our bones. It's almost like they've been forgotten or taken for granted almost, that like our structure, our form is in our bones. And so just bringing back a lot of appreciation and gratitude into this vibration into our bones, and not feeling this like we're restricted, not feeling resentment that, oh, we're restricted by our physical bodies, restricted by the form, the limitations we have in this world, but actually appreciating it, because these limitations are actually where we get our power. We're going to also plug in this wisdom into the solar plexus. I'm seeing a lot of people might have been like spending the last years kind of like what am I doing? I don't know. And starting to get really sick of that uncertainty of just searching around like, where am I? What am I doing? I guess I'll just do this. I don't really like it. And I'm seeing that a lot of people this year are going to step in more into the role they're supposed to play and really like embody their purpose and their power. And this is solar plexus activation on a really collective, like this is huge. Like so many people are going to just like, it's gonna click. We're still going to balance to bring in more of this comfort with uncertainty, because that's almost like you just have to get used to it. There are certain things that we can predict, like astrological cycles. We can predict those. There's things like that. We can, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Like there's things that we can predict, but that's about it. In general, we're uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen. So just connecting that. So we're going to work on the nervous system with this, and we're going to just tap in, taking a deep breath with this. Even I am like unsettled by this. So just taking in a deep breath, and you can hold over the top of your head. We're working with governing vessel 20 and just bringing in this sense of that I am safe. And I'm gonna tap this in. First layer is I am safe. And the second layer is I am secure. The third is I am healthy. The fourth layer is going to be I'm guided by a higher power. Everything is always working out for me. I am guided by a higher power. Everything is always working out for me. I am guided by a higher power. Everything is always working out for me. So those are super powerful, and you're tapping them into this governing vessel, this acupuncture point, meridian point at the top of the crown. So I highly recommend tapping those in, those, I think it was 4 layers. Tapping those in whenever, as you're moving forward, whenever you're starting to feel really like impatient, like, oh my God, what do I do? And just like remembering that everything is okay. All right, so letting that settle in. This is gonna be the end of the session. So this is just a little session helping smooth out some of these energies and give you some insight into what is moving. And tune in next time, because it's only gonna get more exciting. Sat Nam.